Our sponsors for this episode: Mark Bell's Slingshot at howmuchyoubench.net. Bench heavy with no pain with Mark Bell's Slingshot. ThePowerMagazine.com. Powerlifting apparel with an attitude from 8manstrong.com. Harry's Razors at harrys.com. Get an amazing shave at half the price. Harry's will give you $5 off your first order with the promo code PowerCast. Stop overpaying for a great shave. Go to harrys.com right now at the link below in the description box and enter the code PowerCast at checkout for your $5 off your starter kit. And bodybuilding.com. Bodybuilding.com is the world's #1 website and supplement store. Bodybuilding.com also has free fitness plans for every level. Visit bodybuilding.com today to become your best self. Calling episode 141 of the PowerCast St. Natty's Day. Actually, we recorded on St. Patty's Day, so that's why. We talk about good and bad food choices and the people who love them and the most awful, incredible things that people have made over the years and actually sold to the public. We talked about the Arnold and some of our experiences there, and then Mike talks about getting ready to start up his next meat prep, and finally about whether or not you should lift when you're sick and a bunch of other extraneous topics along the way. So if you enjoy this episode, please hit the thumbs up and share and all that good stuff, and we definitely appreciate it. Thanks. All their crap takes up room, you know what I'm saying?
Titties and stuff.
You did their show.
I tried to do their show.
You tried. It didn't work?
Recorded live at Super Training Gym in West Sacramento, California, this is Mark Bell's PowerCast. Alongside Silent Mike and Jim McD,
Mike,
here's your host.
Try to
Mark
guess how
Bell.
much the guy weighs that fucking does the intro.
Well, now that he has like a Slash playing guitar in the background, makes him sound a little skinnier.
It does, actually. His voice sounds a little cleaner, too. Although he doesn't, but his
Well,
voice
it's because he's on a clean bulk for so long.
There's nothing slimming about Dick Lickerson, that's for sure.
No.
There's nothing slimming about Dick in general.
Well, happy St. Natty's Day, guys.
Oh, yeah.
This would be the day that St. Natural drove all the steroids out of the IPF.
I've gotten overwhelming amount of steroid questions, emails, DMs.
How would you like to answer him?
Over the last 2
Mike?
weeks. The last 2 weeks. I don't think I've ever been like, oh, no way, Mike's natural. Like, everyone fucking knows. Look at me. I look like a pudgy piece of shit. I lift like a piece of shit.
No, I have people tell me all the time, like, he's getting big, and they'll give me a little elbow, like, and he's getting so strong, like, what's going on
I'm
with
not
him?
even that strong. I'd be like 12th at the USAPL Nationals. I'm very weak. But everyone's like, he's like, what? I'm putting this kid on blast. Poor kid. I don't even know his name, but that's good, though. But he said something like, what do I take for this and that? But I don't want this to happen. I don't want that to happen. I was like, bro, I have no idea. Like, why don't you go ask somebody that like is experienced that you know personally rather than some person on the internet?
That's like when I first met the Natty professor, the kid that trains here.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I do natural bodybuilding. I said, oh, yeah, I'm natural, too.
Today. Natural today.
Yeah, I was like, it's like, that guy's not natural. What the fuck's he talking about?
That's a big fuck, man.
I know. He is. He's huge.
Yeah.
What is he, like 245, 250?
No, I think he's like 260 right now. I think he's like 225 on stage.
Who are we talking about?
Sema.
Oh, okay.
Zima, who's got the keys to my Sema.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a big motherfucker, man.
Yeah, that's
Shit.
a big boy.
I love his auto show. No, I guess maybe that's not the same thing. Anyway.
S-I-M-A? S-E-M-A?
Okay. That's S-A.
I just don't say his name because I don't know how to say it.
Hey, boy.
Not that.
Oh,
Probably not that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big motherfucker, and he's doing pull-ups with weights and shit like that. And
He's starting to get strong, too.
I don't
I
get
think
it.
he just pulls 635.
Lifting weights. Jesus Christ.
635.
I don't know. He's lifting extra weights.
I don't really lift that many weights.
He's pushing rhymes like weights. I was just at Starbucks, and you always have the dilemma of whether to go and sit in the fucking line or to go inside.
Yeah. Same at In-N-Out.
And you think that going inside you'd get better service, but it's always worse.
Because they're so focused on the window.
Yeah.
They're focused on their window.
Yep, exactly.
I'm a little loud. I'm a little jacked up over here.
Starbucks is fine. Like, their coffee's fine. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's obviously convenient because it's everywhere. But some of the people that work there, I'm not a big fan of. Like, I call it like the Jamba Juice syndrome. Like, they're just so excited, but you could tell it's fake. Like, just leave me the fuck alone. Give me a hey, how you doing? You know, like,
would you like to try our Christmas
Yeah,
blend today?
yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Just give me some coffee.
how's your day? My
Yeah.
day's fine.
Christmas blend? Fuck you. Just give me some goddamn coffee.
Yeah, it's a little weird. And then they're always out of the turkey.
Want to try a sample of whatever the fuck it is? You're like,
They're always
no.
out of the turkey bacon, low-fat turkey bacon
Yeah.
sandwich. They're always out of that. Like, if you're always out of something, you know to get more of it. Get
Yeah.
fucking more of it. I don't
Yeah.
want your regular sausage because that has like 100 grams of fucking fat. I literally ate 2 of those at like 9 or 8 yesterday, and I wasn't hungry until like 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So much salt and fat.
Who knows what's in there?
It's fat. It's probably fattier than a McDonald's McMuffin.
Oh, those are good.
It's probably
the
worse.
sausage McMuffin is fucking good.
That was like my childhood. Yeah,
I know.
sausage McMuffins.
I know, and your parents couldn't tell you, hey, like you can save like 400 calories by just getting the fucking ham one.
Not my parents.
Like it's not bad. The
Yeah,
ham one's
yeah,
not
yeah.
even bad. It's
Well,
like 10 grams of fat.
I think they have an egg white delight.
Yeah.
My man, the online coach, that jacked little Filipino guy, he gets the egg white delight, bring it home. Egg white delight, no cheese. Brings it home, throws the fat-free cheese on it. Boom.
And
Protein.
now they have chicken there that's pretty good. I had some the other day.
Oh, that sounds very sketchy.
No, it's good. As I'm saying, it's good. Like chicken from fucking Subway can go fuck itself. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's like
that's-
rubber.
That's just like pieces of meat that are smashed
It's
together.
hot dog chicken.
Oh my
cut in
God.
chicken pieces.
Hot dog chicken.
What's up with all the hot dog commercials, too?
Mechanically separated chicken parts. You ever read that on
Yeah,
a
I
package
don't
before?
wanna-
You're like, what the fuck does that mean? Why do
Burger
they have
King-
to share that with me?
Burger King made a hot dog, like fast food.
I
Could it
know.
get
I
I
grosser?
saw that, yeah.
What the fuck is up with Burger King?
They're the ugly stepchild.
I don't ever go. Do you go to Burger King? When's the last time you've been to Burger King?
Last time I went to Burger King. Last time
That's
I
a
went
great question for people on the street.
last time
Hey,
I went,
motherfucker, when's the last time you've been to Burger King?
Last time I went to any of those places would do a French fry challenge. Did I tell you about my French fry challenge?
Oh, different fries from
I
different
bought
places?
5 different fries from different places, ate them
Blindfolded?
Ate it,
double blind placebo?
I had Sandy put them on a plate with a number so she knew what they were, but I was blindfolded, so double blindfolded or single blindfolded. I ranked them. It was like Jack in the Box, Burger King, McDonald's, whatever else I could find. Maybe Chick-fil-A or
and
some
you were
bullshit.
fat enough where you identified all of them.
Every single one.
That's gross.
You're kidding.
In-N-Out, Burger King, Carl's Jr., McDonald's, Jack in the Box, all 5, and I identified every single fucking one.
I like Jack in the Box.
I like Burger King's fries, but I don't like Burger King.
Wendy's fries.
There wasn't a Wendy's close enough. I had to plan
Wendy's
it out
fries is
because we already talked.
Jack in the Box, they go curly fries.
But so I couldn't go curly fries.
Yeah, I
I've
know.
never had a regular fry from Jack in the Box, which ended up being very gross.
Yeah.
Because you always go curly fries, and same with Carl's Jr. You always go waffle cut. If you don't go waffle cut at Carl's Jr., you're a fucking moron.
I'm fat, but goddamn, curly fries like
So good.
you could only eat so much curly fry before your fucking insides are curly fried.
That's why like a milkshake curly fry burger is such an amazing thing because you go bite of each until they're all
How about
disappear.
dipping your fries in your milkshake? How fat is that move?
That's the Wendy's move because you
can't
go
handle
Wendy's.
that. Oh, Frosty.
You go Frosty, which is
yeah.
kind of like a malted shake right up your alley.
Yeah.
Malted shake, Frosty.
My kids were being the worst the other day, just little assholes, and I was like, "Hey, let's get out of here. Let's go do something." I always try to let's go for a walk or let's do whatever. They're like, "What do you want to do?" We don't want to do anything. We don't want to go anywhere. I said, "We're going to get McFlurries." They're like, they started chanting McFlurry, McFlurry. They
McFlurries are
chanted
good.
all the way in the car the whole time.
When we were out hanging out with Ben Smith, they had Carvel everywhere. I didn't
Oh
know.
yeah, Carvel, yeah.
Carvel, there we go.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made the fucking McFlurry.
Yeah.
Oh.
They make ice cream cake.
But when they made the fucking McFlurry, first thing it was like bigger than Mark's Vente Trente
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
here.
Yeah,
it was
it's gotten smaller and smaller and smaller.
It was probably like, well, the one I got was huge. It was probably like a good 25 ounces of fucking ice
that's
cream.
that's Dairy Queen. That makes a Blizzard.
Blizzards are the OGs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they put the pieces in there to mix it up, they threw in like whole cookies.
I know.
They didn't throw in like half cookies. I did chocolate chip cookie and Reese's cups. Your brother,
my
fat
kids-
brother, threw his away. He's like, too much candy, and literally threw it in the garbage.
What a loser.
I wanted to slap him in the fucking teeth.
What a loser. My kids always like lean in whenever we're at McDonald's. They love seeing that machine that has their
Yeah.
their own spoon attached to it. They're like, that's genius.
I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say,
I know.
Did they invent that shit?
I think they had it. I don't know if they had it first.
Yeah.
Carvel?
McDonald's is great though with the spoon. Yeah, Carvel is on the East Coast.
Yeah, they had that spoon though.
They make.
I don't know if they had it first.
They have amazing ice cream cake.
the best ice cream cake
Is it
is
Carvel that has a?
the best ice cream cake in my opinion is Dairy Queen.
Yeah,
But only some Dairy Queens make it.
Dairy Queen's good. Carvel.
Oh, that's the same. That's the exact same ice cream cake as It's Dairy Queen.
Oh.
So it has like a weird Oreo fudge deal going on, surrounded by ice cream.
Speaking of St. Patrick's Day, Google Cookie O'Puss.
Cookie O'Puss?
Cookie O'Puss, yes. Who knows what's going to pop up on this?
Yeah, go straight to image search. I need some food now that we're talking about fucking
Did it pop up?
McDonald's. Carvel Cookie O'Puss?
Yeah.
Commercial?
Yeah, when I was a kid, they had... So
This looks very old.
Well, Carvel made Cookie Puss, which is like it was like a cookie. It was an ice cream. It was an ice cream cake that looked funny for like kids, but then they called it Cookie Puss. Like, what the fuck kind of name is that? What twisted motherfucker?
Yeah, what does the puss
So
have
we
to
used
do?
to laugh. Yeah, we used to laugh so hard every time the commercial would come on TV. And then for St. Patrick's Day, which is fitting for today, they made Cookie O'Puss, and we would just fucking cry laughing every time. We're like, what the fuck? Why? What sick bastard called it Cookie Puss?
Doesn't McDonald's make a like a Shamrock Shake today?
Yeah, Shamrock Shake.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had one.
I haven't
You
even
ever
heard
have-
about him this year.
I only heard about it because I was watching Kelly and Michael this
You
morning.
ever have a Captain Crunch shake?
No, that sounds amazing too.
Oh, my God. I think that was, goddamn, was it Carl's Jr. or Jack in the
I
Box?
think it was Carl's Jr.
That was amazing. I
Carl's-
went there every day when they had that.
Carl's Jr. shakes are pretty
limited
damn good.
edition.
Carl's Jr. shakes are pretty
I
good.
wasn't about to pass up that opportunity.
I'm a little disappointed. Cold
Jr.
Stone, pretty decent ice cream.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best, but how do they like go out of business? There's none in Sacramento anymore.
No. People need to be fatter because they need to make a buffet.
There isn't another one. There isn't one near here. There was one. Near
Maybe
here.
no, they were on every corner for a second. They were like right next to every single Jamba Juice, and now they disappeared. And Jamba Juice lasts.
They need to make a put one of those ice cream places next to every gym.
Oh my
Ice cream
God.
and donuts next to every
Ice cream-
CrossFit.
A good ice cream and a protein shake.
To combat Greg Glassman's goal to get rid of diabetes.
Did you see our boy Austin tire flipping the soda can?
Oh,
the
yeah,
soda
yeah.
vending machine. That was pretty funny
Yeah.
at Reebok.
Jim, remember the what was it called? God damn, what was the name of that shake? Scale Breaker.
Yes, the Scale Breaker.
Scale
back in the-
Breaker.
back in
Where's
the
You
day.
know, like fitness places. For a while, they were real big on making smoothies.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
they some of them still kind of are.
Yeah, but it's still kind of rare to find a juice bar or whatever.
There was like a model to have like juice bars for a while, and the gym that we used to work out at, the original stomping grounds of Super Training Gym, had it had a juice bar there. This place called Body Construction Zone that was in Woodland, and they made all different kinds of shakes. You know, some of them were like pretty much just protein and water, or protein and milk, or protein and yogurt. But they had one that was called a Scale Breaker, which had Oreo cookies in it and peanut butter.
And peanut butter.
Just
yeah.
because.
And it was so, and obviously, like for us, they'd make it like extra fat, and we would just, we were just downing them left and right, thinking we're getting all jacked, but we're just getting fatter and fatter.
I think Cold Stone for a second had the most calorie dense item of all fast food.
Oh my God! Wait, where?
Cold Stone, I think, made a shake that way.
But was it Carl's Jr. had like a sandwich that was like that too?
Maybe
right?
a burger. I believe
Like-
it.
like they
this
got-
was like the most, like it was like 2,600 calories, and it was a 16-ounce shake.
What's
or something.
what's the one that KFC does?
I don't know. Look it up. KFC.
Double down.
KFC?
Double.
Oh, that's fat.
I love KFC.
KFC. What was that? That was grilled chicken patties.
Oh yeah.
Burger sandwich or something.
yeah.
That's-
That's amazing.
Who even thinks that?
You should pull up that Saturday Night Live skit with the. You ever seen that? The pizza wrapped around a pancake. With
Yeah. That's
And
amazing.
it just keeps going forever and ever inside of a burrito on top of a burger.
Well, you guys have seen Epic Mealtime.
Oh
yeah?
my God, that is fucking fat.
That looks so good.
2 like country fried chicken
Patties.
Then you go, what?
patties, and then a burger and bacon
And
in
I think
between.
gravy.
And gravy.
Gravy. Yeah. Oh, I
Wow.
thought that was cheese, but it's gravy. Yeah.
Have you seen Epic Mealtime, Smelly?
Wow,
I know
that's
you probably have,
gross.
Jim. Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, so nuts. Some of it looks good too. Like they made a fast food lasagna. It's just like burgers and fries and meat sauce.
Fast food lasagna is genius.
Yes, so good. Whoa, that's pretty fat.
A double down dog.
I just don't
Oh.
like hot dogs. They just gross me out.
It's a chicken
Yeah,
bun.
Hot dogs. Yeah,
Oh my
a
God.
chicken bun.
It's a chicken bun. I can't even.
That's how fat our country is.
You know, speaking of like,
That's how fat our country is. We have a fucking chicken bun.
but it's not
Think
even
about
grilled.
that. That's like
It's
our
fried.
worry. That's
Fried
like
chicken
the
bun.
worry of like these companies. Like in the morning, they're like, They have like 4 or 5 different ideas. One guy's like, "Hey, let's wrap the hot dog in pizza." One guy's like, "That's pretty good," and it goes down to the next guy, and the last guy's like, "I got it, a fucking chicken bun,
Fried chicken
and
bun.
everybody flips out. They're
How do
like,
you
"Yeah,
get-
but let's put cheese inside of it too. Look, it's got cheese on it."
How do you get that job, and how do you get like to taste test it all?
Yeah, who are these fat fucks?
Well,
Yeah.
they talk about.
I think it's called Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, it's got to be in Ohio somewhere.
We talk about food porn, but you think about it, that is kind of like porn. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, we've already done every disgusting thing
Yeah.
that we can think of. What disgusting thing
Yeah.
could we combine together with some other disgusting thing to come up with the most disgusting porn?
This
I mean,
deal isn't out anymore, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because
Aw.
well, there's like even though fast food's still probably making a
That's
lot of
sad.
money, I'm sure their sales have gone down for this health stuff because now you have like
Oh, yeah, it's-
fresh mix at Taco Bell and
It's McDonald's loses
Yeah.
loses revenue every year.
Oh yeah, they do.
And they're gonna lose money.
I'm
but
sure
they're-
that- yeah,
they're-
yeah, yeah.
they're
They try to
tailing
pick it up
off.
in other places, like with coffee and shit like that,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
They've tried to be snazzy.
and they have like a
some of their
grilled
stuff.
chicken sandwich, like you just said. Did
Yeah.
you just have chicken there?
Yeah, it was really good. I forgot what the fuck it was called.
Chick-fil-A
It
is kind of good.
It just had
They're-
mustard on it though. It was
They're
good.
kind of rare. There's not that many around.
Chick-fil-A is
Chick-fil-A.
not bad.
Um,
Chick-fil-A is small. Like the chicken is small, but it's really good.
Yeah, but you can order a ton. Like I ordered grilled chicken strips. And those are just like kind of tasty grilled chicken strips. You get like 12 of them.
that's a lot. Turkey burger at Carl's Jr. Not bad.
Oh, never had it.
A lot of times the fried chicken strips are chicken breast, right?
At Chick-fil-A they are.
Yeah.
I don't know other places. Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
they.
I mean,
definitely-
I don't know. It's
Yeah, so-
probably still awful.
Yeah, it still has some kind of fat and some kind of carbs, but way better
Right.
than something like that. Like
but
I
they
ate
fry the fuck out
I
of
ate
it.
Popeyes or KFC probably within the last 6 months. Oh my god, my stomach was so done.
Yeah,
It's too bad you can't fry it in something else that just makes it like not as fat.
Yeah.
Like the fat really sticks there.
Yeah, I think
You end up with a ton. You end up with just fucking fuckload of fat in there.
yeah, I don't know how to do that.
The
You can bake it.
Oh yeah.
You
can.
could do
and you can
cornflakes.
like lightly stir fry it at your house and have it not be as
at
gross.
home you go chicken breast, egg whites, dip it in egg whites, and then dunk it in crushed up cornflakes, and then bake it, and that'll taste like fried chicken.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, it's not KFC, but
It's interesting with flavors. Like when somebody really knows how to cook. I went to like a wild game dinner a couple days ago that the people down the street from me had, and they just think of weird shit to put on stuff. Like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, I wouldn't like you put like I don't know like some sort of raspberry type stuff on top of like meat, and you're like, I would never try that. Like that would come out so gross if I did that. But
Yeah, but
when
it's
they
pretty
made
good.
it, it was great.
yeah, but I bet we can't replicate it.
No.
That's the issue.
Or even like sometimes in hot sauces they'll use like jelly or
Yeah.
some sort of jam or something, and it makes it taste fucking awesome. What is that, Jim?
Those are little smokies, I think.
Oh my
Yeah, I
god!
think they
Pigs
are.
in a blanket wrapped around
Hot
a
dog
goddamn
pizza.
pizza.
I feel like that was probably 10 years ago. They did all that, right?
Yeah.
They did
Stuffed
like cheesy
crust.
bread. Yeah. Now they have bacon on the outside of some pizza for some reason.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is bacon, and now they have a pizza that has the twist, the twist at the end.
Cinnamon ones? Or
No. Well, they have like dessert pizza,
Yeah.
which that doesn't work, by the way.
the only dessert pizza that worked was this place called Godfather's. I don't even know if it was a chain or if there's a bunch. There's a Godfather's
think there's
near me as a kid, and it was a buffet at lunch, which is pizza buffet's
It's
the
a
best.
pizza you're never gonna forget.
And it was like cinnamon roll pizza dessert, and it was fucking money. It was so. I mean, I was 10, so you don't know. Maybe I was just excited for sugar, but I'm pretty sure it was really fucking
Your
good.
taste may have
I have really
changed.
good memories of it.
McDonald's all day breakfast helped me keep my weight up when I was trying to bench 600 pounds. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm so hungry right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, what is that? It's got twisty bread at the end. That's what it is.
That's
with
kinda
pizza.
like,
I think
the
it's not Pizza Hut.
That's the place we kind of like we go to here at the gym with the ribs and steak on the pizza.
Oh,
They,
yeah.
they don't make
The pig
twists,
out.
but the actual crust is kind of like that. It's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
like
very
a
edible. It's
yeah.
really soft.
yeah, it's really good. That's really good fucking crust.
I was so fat as a kid. I used to put butter on there on my
your
crust.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
On
already
every
drenched
piece of-
in butter. I bet.
know. That's like dipping it in ranch too. See, I do all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I add calories wherever I can.
yeah,
Oh, I see.
that
what
was
you're
pretty
saying.
good.
What's it called? Reverse pizza?
Twist bread. Oh,
Is it called reverse pizza?
I have heard
Does
of
it fit into
reverse
reverse
pizza.
dieting?
I have heard.
Oh
of
no,
it.
it's just as reviews for it.
Yeah.
That dyslexia is kicking in hard today.
Twisted.
That does look pretty good though.
God damn. I haven't had like.
What's the
chain-
best pizza in Sacramento? Sacramento.
I think I'm a little biased to Chicago Fire. I like Chicago Fire a lot, like a good deep dish.
Chicago Fire and
I heard Zelda's is good, but I've never been there.
Zelda's is
Italian.
pretty good. I went to Zelda's a long time
Hot
ago.
Italia is good.
For a different type of pizza, yeah, you could
for
go
a
Chicago.
pretty Italian.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
pizza.
you go
Fairly
hot
authentic.
Italian, and then you go deep dish for Chicago Fire.
Hot Italian. You
It's
get
got good mixtures.
hot Italian. You get the like rosemary or pepper,
that oil?
olive oil
Yeah,
to
that's
put on
really
there.
good.
That's infused olive oil. It's fucking great.
Yeah, that shit's really good.
It's delicious.
The pizza by me is pretty good. There's Pizzeria Uno.
Where'd we go with
And
Pete?
there's yeah, that's what it is, right? Oh no, well that's Uncle
Vito's?
Vito's.
That's
Sorry.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Vito's
Uncle
is pretty
Vito's,
good.
Yeah, Uncle Vito's is good.
I don't know.
Whole Foods has good pizza.
That's great pizza.
Whole Foods has
I've never
great
had it.
pizza.
Oh, really? I used to have it every training day.
Yeah.
Well,
Every
That's
single-
again. See, there's another like our country is so fat that like Whole Foods like 5-10 years ago didn't have that much other stuff to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But then people are like, "Fuck that! I'm not going there."
And now they have gelato. They have
yeah, they
anything you
have
want.
everything to turn you.
Their
fat.
gelato
They have
shit's pretty
a
good.
huge bakery that makes
Yeah.
cookies all
And
day. and
their
brownies.
cookies are the best. Their cookies with chocolate chip
They
and
have
caramel in
they
them.
have an aisle just to combat all the fucking cookies that they're producing. The gluten-free section.
That place is pretty good.
my wife is the one that does the Whole Foods shopping, and she's very unlikely to buy pizza. So
Yeah, you got to buy it hot.
I'll buy it hot.
Yeah, hot by the slice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hot by the
did
slice.
not know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they put the corn shit on the back.
Yeah, it's
it's
all
got
good.
the cornmeal on there,
It's
East
good.
Coast style.
It's good. But I
pretty
think,
good.
deep dish Chicago, or even that place out here that we go with the ribs and stuff, that place is pretty good. With the
Oh,
ribs and steak. Weekend, yeah?
Wicked West.
Pizza. I don't know.
What about those weird donuts we've had lately, like with the peanut butter cups inside? And
That's
the
Baker's.
fucking,
Baker's is pretty renowned, I think. They're pretty fucking good.
I
and
still
the
think that
Snickers bar.
if you take another candy and put it in a donut, you're that's a bastardization. That's
Yeah.
I'm
Have you
not
had
about that.
Have
at all.
either of
Try
you
to put a candy inside of anything. It probably makes it great.
have you had a cronut from that Baker's place?
I don't
No.
think so.
Oh, that's the best. That's the shit. It's so good.
I've never had a cronut before. Is it amazing?
Oh, really? Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I've never had.
It's
one.
so
as
soft.
fat as I am, I've never had.
It's so soft and so oily. It's so good.
That's great.
And they'll put like cinnamon or peanut butter on that shit. That's what I think is the best from Baker's. Donuts, I think, are a little overrated. I like a donut.
But donuts are disgusting in some ways. Like to eat it the first thing in the morning. Like, are you fucking serious? That's your meal
Yeah.
for the
Who-
day.
who
you have
invented that?
coffee and a donut. Some fat fuck.
That's really. I don't think
Some
I've ever
fat
actually had
motherfucker.
donut for breakfast.
No,
I mean, I'm
it's
sure on my
terrible.
birthday as a kid or something, but
I've
never
done
like.
it before, but I'm not proud of it.
Yeah, but you never
Yeah.
think like, oh, this is what I'm gonna.
On the flip side, though, like a bagel, like seems like a better choice. But if you have a bagel with cream cheese on it, it's probably the same goddamn thing or worse.
Or what are you gonna do? Chocolate chip pancakes from IHOP? Yeah,
Right.
they're all pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna go out for breakfast, though, like, what are your options to not eat something that is gonna make you feel like shit?
Unless you're going to be very aware, because I think cafes.
It's hard to pull back on the fat content because you don't know what they're making like their oatmeal
Yeah.
with, and you don't know what they're like. They might be cooking everything in butter.
Yeah, I think that if you go,
Even if you get egg whites, it might have oil on it. You know, it's kind of hard.
if you go pancake place or something, you could do okay. Regular cafe, because you go egg whites, they all make you egg whites. Even the oatmeal is probably not bad considering. And then
Yeah.
even pancakes, if you go no sauce, no butter.
I do wonder, like, what your average meal, you know, how much worse your average meal is eating it out versus eating it at your house. Even just if you make, like, spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah,
I think breakfast has got to be some of the worst, though. But speaking of oatmeal, we, wife and I were on this trip a couple weeks ago, and our first morning was in Santa Rosa, and we went to this coffee place that had food, and it looked okay, you know. And the description was like she wanted oatmeal. It's like warm bowl of oatmeal, and so it sounds great, right?
Yeah.
So she gets it, and it's instant oatmeal in like lukewarm water, and it hasn't even dissolved all the way. And they hand it over, and it's like, you want $4.95 for
Yeah, what the hell is
a
that?
little packet of
Yeah.
oatmeal and some hot water? That's ridiculous.
That's the other thing is you get
She-
ripped off for breakfast.
She took it back. She said,
You get
I-
ripped off financially for breakfast.
Yeah,
But
pancakes are cheap to make.
but
at
an
home.
omelet tastes a lot better at a restaurant than it does at your house.
Agree.
You can't really.
And then if
You
you're
know
at
what
a,
I mean, I don't know why they just use so much cheese or something.
if you're at a unique place, pancakes or waffles can taste better.
yeah, they can. Taste
But they're
really
pretty
good.
cheap to make at home.
Yeah.
You can't really fuck them up too bad.
Pancakes take a little while though, and they take some
At home?
cleaning
Yeah,
of
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
pan.
It's
and all
not
that
fun.
shit.
waffles.
Yeah, waffles are good.
It's hard to keep a waffle iron. so
French
that it's
toast is fucking
really
good. I like French
French
toast.
toast is good too.
But a bagel and donut got to be similar in terms of terribleness, right? And then the overall amount of like
If you-
carbs and everything
if
probably
you-
not too different.
Oh, bagels have a lot of carbs.
Yeah, it's the.
Yeah, but it's
less
more
fat.
Like if you go
probably.
full bagel, It's probably like 60 carbs.
Sometimes depending on the size of it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going full like Noah's bagels, a full white bagel, it's probably 60 carb, 5 fat.
Bagels typically like by
protein.
itself don't have much fat in them, right?
No, 5, probably 5. And then if you
But
go
like a tortilla has fat in it, right? Because they're like they got lard a
1
lot
to
of times.
5. Yeah, 1 to 5. And then donuts probably like 30 carb, 8 to 12 fat, 1 to 4 protein. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, once you put if you put butter on
that
there.
Can't be right. Oh, that's a mini. You're at a mini. Like I said 72 calories. There's no fucking way.
Oh yeah. It's got to be more like 150 or something, maybe more, right? 200.
Yeah, go large. No one's eating a small fucking thing.
360 calories.
That looks accurate.
Yeah, 70 carb. What'd I say?
Yeah.
60.
Yeah. A lot of times the bagels are so large that they barely have a hole in them.
Yeah, they don't.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking when I'm thinking Noah's bagels. Like it's not a real hole. And
70
some donuts too, though. They don't have a real hole either.
Yeah,
70 grams of carbs.
Yeah. And yeah.
2.1 grams of fat. So yeah, relatively low fat, a lot of carbs.
Yeah, that's why I think donuts actually became kind of trendy with flexible dieting stuff because they're not that bad. They sound terrible. Like they're processed and stuff, but they're like 30 carb, 8 fat, 10 fat. Anybody can.
I love donuts. I just eating them in the morning just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like first thing for breakfast, kind of weird. But I guess there's other options that are just as weird too. Like even like if you have cereal and whole milk, again you're probably in the same boat as if you had a fucking donut.
I used to eat a lot of cereal. I still do. Donuts I never like feel great after.
Yeah.
But cereal I could feel pretty good. Like before benching, I normally have a bowl or two of cereal. Makes me feel pretty good. It's kind of light in your stomach.
That's like people always talk about like processed foods and how bad they are and stuff like that. Cereal just seems so light and airy and seems fairly easy to digest.
Even if it has sugar.
I don't think everything that has been invented after the caveman era is necessarily all terrible. Obviously, it's not great for you, but that's our entire food supply is tainted anyway. Whether you're eating meat or otherwise, there's going to be fucking mercury and other bullshit inside of it anyway.
Well, the way that I heard it described was that the more processed something is, the easier it is for your body to absorb all the calories in it.
Yeah, that's weird.
And so that's part of why those foods have more of an impact on your weight because you're getting,
Right.
I think, what is it, raw foods? It's like if you were getting 70% out of the calories and nutrition out of a raw food, that would be a whole lot.
Right.
You're looking at, 50%.
Yeah, it'd be like if you just ate like
just
ate like the outside of a bunch of apples. Like it would be hard to digest, and it would cost your body metabolically. It would cost your body something to digest and process all that, and a lot of it you'd shit out because there's a lot of fiber in it.
Right.
It's like fucking chewing on a tree or something,
I eat a lot of apples too, and I shit a lot too.
But that's why, calories a calorie isn't really true because if you're absorbing more of it, then because everything is based on, what it takes to burn with flames, burn the food as opposed to what your body actually absorbs. So
it does make things less complicated though when you just kind of break it down and just say, hey, it's all about the same. As long as you're not eating like crazy amounts of sugar, it's all like relatively similar. If you have I think sometimes when people are dieting, they're worried about whether they have like an apple or something. And it's like, well, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be a concern. Even if you had apple juice.
Yeah, I didn't.
Again, as long as you're just aware of what you're doing, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I didn't know. Reading online, like
what about your insulin? It's like, well, just relax, man. You got
the
6 meals.
The glycemic index is still like believed out there. Like, there's nothing to do with your fat loss unless you're like diabetic. That has to do with the glycemic index.
Right.
Like a donut has a lower glycemic index than white rice.
Right.
And people think glycemic index means healthy or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your overall calories are going to matter at some point.
100 times more than your glycemic index.
Right.
Whole healthy gelato has a very fucking low
GI.
The
fat content is in there.
I mean, it just makes zero sense for that to be a health meter.
Yeah, people are still obsessed with it.
Well, because there's still shit diets coming out. Like people are writing books that make no sense, with no reasoning.
I was when I was at Starbucks again, like looking at the line for the cars and looking for the to go inside. I was like, I'll go inside, but when I went inside, for lack of a better term, I got stuck behind some fucking retards.
Oh,
it was fucked up. It took them so long to fucking order.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
And it's like, is this your first fucking time at Starbucks? How is that possible?
And say it is your first time.
Do you have a fork? Do you have this? Do you have that? It's like, Jesus fucking, where do you keep your straws? It's like, where the fuck do you think the straws are? They're in the same fucking spot they always are.
And I feel like if it's your first time, you're not ordering like something fancy, right? If it's your first time, you're probably just looking for coffee, and so you're begging for coffee, not like a Frappuccino Wiener.
My theory is
took
that
them so long to order. I just wanted a separate line for them, but then they wouldn't stand
An
there.
express lane at Starbucks?
No, like a retard line, the regular line. Same thing at the airport. People never know what's. Oh, I'm supposed to take my shoes off? Yeah, you fucking fat fuck. Take your shoes off.
That is kind of weird because it's been 15 years that you have to take your shoes off.
Yeah, you've had to take them off.
It's been a long time.
I think that since the towers. Like, I think literally it's been.
I think it was actually when the there was that one dude, the shoe bomber guy, who was trying to.
So it may have been even before that.
Yeah. No, I think it was a little bit after that.
But okay, 14, 13 years.
Yeah.
You have to take your shoes off. I guess people don't fly that much.
You know, intermittently you had to do that before 9/11.
Yeah.
There were different times, like during the previous Gulf War, there was the security level was higher, and so you had to like take shit off. But
I think I told you guys before that Jesse and I got behind a guy in Virginia that he had a note. He had a
from his mom.
Yeah. He had a ticket from the day before, and I'm like, sir, this ticket expired, and he goes, yeah, I know, I have a note from my mom. This guy was like probably 35, 40 years old. Like obviously the poor guy had something wrong, but it was just hilarious. Me and Jesse were trying not to die laughing, and the guy whips out this crinkled up like chunk of paper
to let him get on a plane.
And then the security people start getting frustrated with him because he starts walking forward, trying to go through security, and they're like, no, you can't. And he's like, I have a note. Like he didn't understand what was going on. And then another security guy came over, and he's like, no. He's like, okay, you need to go to Section D. And I told Jesse, I was like, that guy's going to open up the door for Section D, and he's just going to fall fucking 30 feet and plummet to his death.
There's no Section D.
On top of like 200 other people that they sent there.
Yeah, there's no Section D.
Yeah, just go that way.
He's just going to be done.
It was amazing.
Terminal 8 and a half.
I had a note from my mom.
I was going to say, so I feel like the people that you're talking about, the people who ask every single fucking question like they've never been there before, those are the same people that ask you questions on social media or in your life or whatever that they could easily Google.
Yeah, right.
And get a definitive answer for.
It is very, very true.
How do I find this thing? It's like, I don't know. Have you heard of Google? Like, what websites would I look at? I would look at Google is what I would do.
I would Google everything.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't know.
All the time.
I don't know why people don't, or ask someone you already like know in person.
Yeah,
for some basic shit.
Somebody's like, "Oh, can I get that sandwich without cheese?" Not at Starbucks. It's pre-made. It comes in a fucking packet.
Yeah,
it's already like kind of like melted and fucked up on there.
I want McDonald's. There has to be more McDonald's than Starbucks. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still
so.
Yeah.
But either way, you'd probably you just know there's so many of both of them. You kind of know how it goes, whether you eat a lot of McDonald's or Starbucks or not.
Yeah.
There's a fuck ton.
There's a lot of both.
Well, speaking of fucked up questions, do we have any fucked up questions?
I don't know.
Do we have any good
ones? Let's talk about Mike's life-threatening disease that he just went through. What was that about, Mike? Have you been eating too much butthole, not enough butthole?
I've been to Virginia.
Has the mixture of male-female butthole been affecting your immune system?
I was in the middle of Virginia and then the middle of Ohio. And I'm very sensitive to my sleep.
Yeah. Smokey said you weren't doing much sleeping.
Ben Smith kept you up all night?
Yeah, it was a long night.
Hey, now.
The time change fucked me up. Food I could go with for like a while. Like I could.
This time changed the hour? I hate that.
That fucked me up too for the first time in my life.
Oh, really?
I don't think I've ever been fucked up by the daylight savings or whatever.
You're getting old, Mike.
Yeah, that fucked me up for the first time ever. And because I think it was a week after I was on the East Coast for a week.
Mike's going to become limping in here when he's 30, all hunched over.
Fucked up.
Hey, where's the squat rack?
Really fucked up. Sometimes the expos would take it out of me in terms of like just tired because you're working all day or whatever.
Arnold was demanding.
Yeah, definitely tired. But I got back and I felt okay, worked out, and then I got home and I was fucked. Just like 103-degree fever, sweating my ass off for like 3 days.
Yeah, we had to do the first podcast without you.
So sad. I was dying.
Max Aida.
I was sick like one day. I was sick Sunday, and I felt like everybody says, but it lasted about a day.
It's all those clammy hands and shit that you're shaking. All those
so many hands.
We would normally have a little bit of hand sanitizer or something around the booth, but we didn't.
We needed something. Some Febreze too.
Yeah,
occasionally.
Febreze
spray down some of those fucking stinky motherfuckers.
The crowd is getting less gross, I feel like, with time. I think we're doing our mission.
Yeah, I think that they're getting less gross. People come in and tell you about their weight loss. And
Yeah, there's a
something.
lot of people that
Yeah.
did that. That was great.
We should start doing seminars on how to shower and not be so gross. Like
Yeah.
lifting weights is part of it, but being gross is a
Make
bigger
sure
part.
they wash under their tits.
Yeah, and their taint, all of that. I mean, everywhere that you can't see, you need to clean. I think
Did you see by any chance Tosh.0 this week?
I saw Rich Piana's on it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You didn't see that? I think it was this week's episode. I told Mark, but I didn't tell him why. Piana did that one episode about steroids making your dick bigger.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that video, Mark?
No, I haven't.
Was-
Is it newer or is it older?
It's within the last 6 months, I'd say. And it's purely because his balls shrank.
Oh, is that what he said?
I think so. I mean, I didn't watch it like that closely,
Yeah.
but I think he talks about it hella serious for like 10 minutes. He's like, so like basically steroids make your dick bigger. He's
That's
like
great.
saying all this stuff, and then they played it on.
There's a good sales pitch.
It's
to
a
get
great
people.
sales pitch, and then it's on Tosh.0. Everyone's looking for steroid dealers today.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Well, I actually stopped watching that episode. I don't know if it's the right one or not, but they were going to I thought they were going to go to a break, but this chick she had a thing under her tongue, and it was
Yeah.
like there was
It was
pus.
same episode.
Yeah, same episode.
Oh.
So
and then
gross.
then something jumped out of it.
I didn't watch it. I heard it, but I looked away.
Oh
I
my
looked
God,
away.
it was
It looked like the biggest zit ever,
She's
but
like-
it was on her in her mouth.
but it looked like something green.
yeah, it was
like,
gross.
and
like
large.
a booger popped out of it.
Oh my god! She's like,
It was a-
what the hell with that? She's like,
Yeah, she's filming herself like mirror
Yeah.
style. I think looking at herself. It was gross. and then
Stuff coming out of your body is like hard for me to.
it makes me. I'm sick to
It's
my
really
stomach
gross.
thinking about
When
it.
somebody pops a zit or has like some sort of pus or infection.
there's some
or something, I'm
hilarious
like,
videos on Tosh.0. I wish I would have come up with the idea to talk about funny videos. Obviously,
that
everybody
is
does
great,
it now,
yeah.
but
That guy always talks about like his sexuality being being in question.
yeah.
And he's like, let's talk about if I'm gay or not. And he's like, anyway, and he goes back to something else.
He walks a very fine line.
Yeah.
But they had a video where this like teenage girl, she had to be like 15s, in the kitchen, and she lets out the grossest fart ever, like on her 8-year-old brother.
That's great.
And it's so funny. It probably has 1,000,000,000,000,000 views. It was
Oh
so
my
funny.
God.
And then they had him on the show, and he interviewed her about how gross she is.
They had a few years back. They had the show. I don't know if they still have it. They called it Talk Soup, and then they called
Yeah.
it just a soup. I think.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
switched
yeah,
the name
I
of
think
it.
that's just ended.
I don't know.
But that show was amazing. They
It's
had
on
it
for a
on
long
for
time.
they had it on for years. It was a little bit like Tosh.0
Yeah,
back
all
before
those.
Tosh.0.
And so was the first was America's Funniest Videos. That was
Yeah,
the
which
first ever.
is still on. It's 27
Really?
years. Yeah,
I watched it with what's his name, Bob Saget.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob
Yeah,
Saget.
now it's got Carlton on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I do
Yeah,
love
it's Carlton
Carlton.
on it. Yeah.
I like Carlton.
That's my wife's favorite show. She like whenever she's just like randomly laughing like really
Yeah, it's
loudly, and
that.
I'm somewhere else. I'm like, she's watching like an American.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, she laughs at like the worst stuff, like where people actually get like really fucked up. I'm like, why do you think that's funny? That guy got killed. You
Yeah,
know, that guy got-
They each one's like
she
a
just
next
thinks
level.
it's funny when people fall.
She secretly watches your squat video. When you
Yeah,
fall
and laughs every time.
What's the
Yeah.
other one?
that asshole.
Ridiculousness
Exactly.
with Rob Dyrdek. They play
Right.
some horrific
There's
shit.
some really bad ones.
Yeah,
on
they
there,
play. You should tell her to watch that. She'll probably
Remember
laugh.
Jackass back in the day, and they try to smash beer bottles over
Yeah,
each
how did
other's heads and
Jackass
shit?
ever disappear? It's so funny. You could never get old with that stuff.
I think that they got old. I think that's what happened.
Well, I know
think that's
Steve-O
like-
went through a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a rehabby and
Yeah,
edge of death type shit.
drugs and stuff. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, like really bad. There's a bunch of documentaries on that. That stuff makes me queasy too. I don't really have like anything to do with drugs, but like how fucked up he is, and he's like screaming to the devil, like he's just so fucked up.
A lot of that stuff's hard to watch when people the shows where they have people like going through rehab and all
Yeah,
that
and
shit. It's
intervention
hard.
and
yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
intervention shows and stuff. It's just so dark. You're like, I don't know
Yeah.
if I want to deal with that.
There's a lot of shows that I don't want to watch. They all make me squeamy.
I always hate being in court. That's why I like the OJ thing. I already pretty much stopped watching. I'm in court too much. I feel like I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Have you did watch it?
I watched a lot of it, yeah, but I is it over yet? I haven't
No, it's
seen.
still going on. It's
Yeah,
still going on. I've only
seen-
seen a couple episodes. I feel like I need to back up and watch the whole thing because I was paying attention to that shit when it happened.
Yeah, so did I.
But people can't believe what's his name is OJ though. He's
Oh yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
as OJ. He's
Well,
like, 8 inches shorter than OJ.
A lot of movies and shows
Yeah,
that
that's true.
they get a bunch of like a celebrity or whatever. Often I feel like they find a nobody actor.
I know. That's what I thought they would have done with this one, but
just because you can't break your mind away. Even though I think Will Smith did pretty good in Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, he did.
That was pretty good.
But who could play that role though of people who are known?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You probably shouldn't get anybody known.
Yeah, I heard people say The Rock could have been good, except that he's too much.
Yeah,
no,
himself.
He's way too big too.
I did see when I was sick the other day. I did watch San Andreas. I was stuck on the couch.
Yeah,
and watched
I love that
whole
shit.
thing.
I bet it was terrible, but I bet
It
I
was
love
so bad.
Yeah.
San
He was
Francisco,
so good.
Just being engulfed by waves.
I just love that shit.
Yeah, everything about the science was wrong.
You know what's amazing is at the end of the movie, I think it's The Rock's daughter, which is crazy. The Rock's daughter is smoking fucking hot.
His real daughter?
No, in the movie, she's smoking hot. I wouldn't say that about his real daughter. His real daughter is very pretty, but yeah, his daughter in the movie is smoking hot, and there's like a scene where her shirt's all wet and like her nipples are popping out and everything, but like it's like a maroon type shirt. And then next scene, she's like almost wearing all white. Somebody was like, "Hey, we need to see more tits," and it's like holy shit.
That's a good question. Like when did that? When they were in that building?
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
It changes to a little lighter color. They didn't think I would pick up on this stuff, but I was watching it closely.
Yeah, I bet a bunch of perverts picked up on it.
Oh my god, that movie was great just because of that.
It was great.
Who's the actress?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up though.
Yeah, the daughter was so hot. That was amazing. Sometimes I can make or break a movie for you.
Yeah.
Like all the comedies, they always have hot chicks in them. Adam Sandler's always with the hottest bitches. Yeah. What's up with that?
Well, that's because he's the producer of the
true,
show.
Yeah.
He's a genius, is why. He's always like the grossest dad figure and always has a hot chick.
Right.
Or like a mentally challenged kid.
What's that
and has a
movie
hot
that
chick.
Tom Cruise...
I've seen her.
Alexandra Daddario.
I don't know who she is, but I've seen her.
Jesus Christ on the cross.
She's like a 6.
What's that movie that goddamn Tom Cruise bought the rights to a few years ago, and then goddamn, what's the name of it? Anyway, the movie is it's got like just a person's name is the film, and the guy's like this fucking extreme badass. The guy is supposed to be like 6'5", like 250.
And he cast himself in it?
Fuck, what is the name of that movie? I can't
think I've heard this.
Reacher.
Jack Reacher. Yeah, the guy's supposed to be like 6'5", 250, bangs all these chicks. He's a fucking military guy, big stud. And yeah, he buys the rights to the movie and casts himself as
Why
the
wouldn't
star.
you though?
That's great.
Yeah,
that sounds just like me. That sounds perfect. Yeah. I'm going to be the main guy.
A couple film angles, and I look 6'2" at least.
Well, he wears like lifts, and then they put him on boxes and shit. They do everything they can possibly do to make him look like he's...
He is awesome, though. I like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he's fine.
A lot of his movies are good. He's pretty good, pretty damn good actor. Trying to find the titty shots,
I'm
Jim?
trying to find a breasticle.
Yeah.
Breast exam. Oh, she was really young right there. I felt gross for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's very pale.
A little weird. Yeah, she is very pale. Lots of pictures with The Rock. What's going on with The Rock? Rock's popping out babies and stuff. What's going
eyes
on
are
with that
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what The Rock's doing. Yeah. He's filming Baywatch. Did you see him doing he's doing some strongman movement?
Was he?
I think it was on the set of Baywatch.
That's he went from the set of the Baywatch to some kid's hospital room the other day.
I just saw him yoke walking.
We'll never get to the bottom of these titties. Oh, there we go.
Yes. Is that it? That's it, just the wrong angle?
No, the wrong angle. I'm sorry. No breasticle angle there.
Oh, well.
What is that? Martin Lawrence? Martin Lawrence is a hell of funny. I watched Bad Boys when I was sick. I watched a bunch of old movies. Bad Boys is hilarious.
You watched some of Braveheart.
I watched half of Braveheart.
Nice.
You still haven't seen the whole thing? I think we started over here.
Yeah, I was starting to die.
I'm going off to Hawaii tomorrow, and somebody sent me a thing already right next to, I'm hitting up one of the gyms and doing a seminar, and somebody's like, right next to that gym there's a donut shop. We're going to bring you donuts. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be so fat.
Yeah, fat.
Oh, she's in Baywatch too.
Oh, that's why she's with The Rock all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're probably banging. They have to be banging.
Something's going on.
I need to go work for TMZ.
You need to just be The Rock.
That's not a bad move.
Get a little taller, get a little leaner.
I'm pretty handsome.
Do some burpees.
People's elbow.
I bet you if you did burpees and curls, you'd be there.
I could be all right.
Maybe work a little bit more on the pec popping.
I wonder. He always just shows the lamest exercises.
What about-
Obviously, he's jacked, but can we just like bench or something?
He does a very normal like bodybuilding style training.
But even still, like his pictures aren't of that. His pictures are like tricep pushdowns. Like do some dumbbell press.
Yeah. He's big on shrugs. He likes doing shrugs.
I understand not squatting, maybe because his knees hurt from football, like you leg press or whatever you want to do. I understand that, but like at least a bench, maybe a military overhead, something a little tougher.
I think he's just done with all that. Like from years of football, he had to do all that bullshit, and he's probably just like, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm sure his body hurts, but it just makes me so sad.
So she's the lead build
There you go.
Oh.
And this is Baywatch?
with The Rock.
Is The Rock the lead?
Yeah. See,
Zac Efron has to be a lead.
Are some of the original people in the movie? They got
They're so old,
The Hoff
right?
is in it.
Oh, my God.
That's awesome.
How do people like that become famous? It blows my mind.
Wasn't he like a musician or something overseas or something? Or
Yeah,
he
I have
has
no idea.
music in Germany or
just
something?
seems so
I think
bad.
that was after.
That was
I
after.
think it was after.
Just seems so bad, you know? Not like I could act, but he just seems so bad.
Yeah. Maybe he's just, what I always think is like, maybe he's just really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Like
true.
sometimes people are just like,
Yeah, you win over producers.
like,
or
what's the
casting
fucking quarterback for the Cowboys? Tony Romo?
yeah, Tony Romo's probably pretty cool.
Yeah, Tony Romo probably like looks good in practice every time, and he's probably really nice.
Yeah.
Like, and every year everyone's like, "Why the fuck's that guy starting? Why is he starting again?"
Who did they pick somebody up? Osweiler went to the Texans, I think.
Oh, did he? That might be a game changer.
That-
Look at his hair. Look at Hasselhoff's hair.
So that means the Broncos got to grab somebody.
He looks a little bit like
Bruce Jenner.
yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bruce Jenner's before picture.
There's a
Hey,
lot
now.
of guys that's starting to look like that in the LA region.
That's the
Yeah,
look.
something in the water.
Really though, a lot of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
A
getting
lot of testosterone blocking in the water.
A lot of something going on.
getting those fucking shots in your forehead. What is it? Botox. Or whatever the
Botox,
fuck?
yeah.
Yeah.
So your head just doesn't move.
Yeah, you got no lines. That's what it looks like. He has like no lines.
Yeah. Well, before they do these, he obviously is like at a premiere of something.
That's true.
He probably gets.
You wanna look good.
Probably gets a little makeup before he hits the door.
When was
and
he born?
probably-
1952?
Yeah.
Oh, he's pretty old then.
Yeah.
He's 11 years older than me.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
Time for your first Botox, Jim.
Fucking Knight Rider back in the day.
Yeah, I
Love
never
that
seen
show.
that.
I fucking love that
Oh, it
show.
was a great show.
They
They
tried
to make a remake of it or
Yeah,
something.
they tried to bring it back. It didn't work.
Who
out.
was in
Didn't
it?
work.
Some nobody?
Him.
Him, and then
that's
and his
why.
car.
and then he had an illegitimate son. He had a bastard son.
I wonder if he's about this too. Then, like, is he part of the Baywatch coming back? Like, producer?
Yeah, I'm sure he is because I
producer-wise and
think he owned a
money-wise?
piece of it by
He
the
had
end.
that whole nightmare of like him rolling around the ground hammered and all that stuff, right? Like that was him, right?
Or was he
It was
screaming
like-
at people on set?
His probably both. I think he had
Somebody
I
went nuts on set.
think
I
he
thought
had
it was
alcohol.
Nah, Christian Bale.
Him. No, that one's funny. A different one. I thought it was maybe him. That just goes ape shit on set. Christian Bale's sound clip is pretty funny too. I like Christian Bale. I watched half of that. The Batman Begins. That's good Batman.
Yeah, I've seen that a number of times.
Yeah, it's a good Batman.
What did I just watch
He's in a
again the
couple
other
good
day?
movies.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
Christian Bale's great. Was it The Fighter? He's in a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
The Fighter's
What
a
can
great
I need
movie.
to download some shit. What do I need to download?
I don't know. What do
You
you
guys
down?
up to
You
date?
go to iTunes?
Yeah.
You want a thinker or you want a funny movie?
You need both, don't you?
I think Ex Machina was pretty good for
Yeah,
a
I
thinker.
saw that.
Yeah, that was pretty good for a
I haven't
thinker.
seen that yet. I need to see that.
Yeah, you'll like it, Jim.
That's the robot movie, right?
Yeah. With he even talks about her in her pussy a little bit in detail.
What was I of?
I don't know.
Speaking of vaginas,
I don't know any new movies.
Machete. You ever see that movie?
Yes.
No,
It's
but I
a
know.
hysterical.
She pulls a phone out of her
Yeah,
pussy in the
I know
beginning of
about
the
it.
movie. It's great.
It's
That guy's
hysterical.
ridiculous.
It's ringing, and she's like totally naked. She just like killed somebody. She pulls a fucking.
Gotta do what you gotta
Is
do.
that movie out? I saw The Big Short, but what's is the other movie out or no?
These are also
hate the
Concussion might not be bad. I
What
heard
the
it was
fuck's
better.
the name of the movie?
Which one?
The
Hateful
Hateful Eight? Is that
yeah,
out?
yeah. Yeah, it's out on
You can rent it.
to rent it, yeah.
Oh fuck! I watched some of Creed. I didn't see the whole thing yet,
Yeah,
so I
me
got to
neither.
watch more of that.
Yeah, Creed.
I'm the worst. I can have an hour flight and I'll start watching something. I shouldn't do that, but I'm just so goddamn bored on the plane.
Yeah. I tend to do podcasts on a plane.
I'm too fat to sleep.
Yeah,
an
I tend
hour.
to do podcasts on a plane too.
How do you do a
play
podcast
Tetris.
on the plane? Do you have to download it
Yeah.
first, or
yeah,
how do
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just iPad or iPhone.
How the fuck do you download it? I need to figure that
Probably the
out.
same as a movie.
I don't know how to do it.
How about The
I
Good
don't know.
Dinosaur? That's probably good. It's
What
pretty good.
dinosaur?
It's a Disney movie.
You want me to get a little kids movie?
I don't know. Oh, because you didn't.
If
You
you
don't
wanna
watch
watch-
a little kids movie ever.
You know, watch some
I watch a lot
trash.
of
Yeah,
stuff with my
I bet.
kids.
I bet the Good Dinosaur's good.
If you watch some trash, watch the Divergent.
Yeah, it's like a broke Hunger Games.
It's like Broke Hunger
Brokeback?
Games. Yeah, it's terrible and it's great.
yeah,
at
it's
the same
not bad.
time.
I've watched them. They're fine. I like that kind of movie though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
I
good
went to
waste
see
of
the
an hour.
last Hunger Games. I had to go by myself because nobody else was interested anymore.
Hunger
but-
Games is good. I like the Hunger Games.
I haven't seen the last one.
The last one's pretty good. It
Was it
felt
good?
kind of long. It felt like it dragged on a little bit, but it's good enough.
I don't think they should have broken into 2 movies. I don't
When
think
does
there was
Star
2
Wars
movies.
come out? Not for a while.
Soon.
December.
No,
Oh.
not the new one, but to rent it. To rent it.
Oh, I don't know. The new one comes out December 1st. Rogue One or whatever.
Yeah, one of the anthology
Rogue
stories.
Fitness.
RogueFitness.com.
Oh my god, Bill Henninger's the main bad guy.
Turns into Luke Skywalker.
That'll be weird. Throwing a bunch of CrossFit moves out at somebody. Do you see this shit that CrossFitters are doing now, where they're doing like the muscle up and then throwing the
Yeah, I
ball in
saw
the air
Kenny
and catching
Leverage
it,
do it.
catching it behind,
Yeah, I've seen that.
behind their back? What the hell's up with that?
Yeah, just bored.
Yeah. Like I
They
can
gotta
try
make
it.
shit up.
Yeah. It's like watching a fucking seal or something.
Oh, the Hateful Eight includes the Comic-Con panel on Hateful Eight.
There you go.
I fucking loved that movie. I thought it was great.
I haven't seen it, but I'd love to go to Comic-Con one time. I think that would be pretty ridiculous.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna download that fucking shit tonight.
If you haven't already gotten your tickets for Comic-Con, it's too late.
Yeah. I'll sneak away. And Kenny Santucci, my buddy, used to host it for MTV, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like their web series or whatever, Comic-Con. So he would get in. I'll find
wonder-
somebody like that to bring me.
I wonder how the concussion movie is.
I've heard it's good. It
Yeah?
looks terrible, but somebody told me it was good.
I've heard it's pretty good, but it wasn't enough to get Will Smith nominated on,
Oh yeah,
on
that was all the
Black Lives Matter year on the Oscars.
right. Either one of you ever had a concussion?
Yep.
I think so.
I
I think I had one for sure.
know.
Basketball?
Yeah. Basketball, I played in a tiny league, so like some of the gyms and shit were janky, and so out in Woodland, which you know well, it's kind of janky. You know the Woodland Fairgrounds?
Yeah.
So you know those hangars?
Mm-hmm.
There's like
Yep.
2 hangars in the
Yeah,
corner. One of the schools would rent that out every winter, and they basically would go puzzle floor straight onto the cement. Whereas like a nice basketball court is like a house. It has like cushion,
terrible.
and then it has something, and then it has wood.
Right.
And I took a charge from a 6'8", probably 240 dude, and just leveled me head first. So head first backwards.
Oh,
Did you feel sick and stuff and we messed up for a day or two?
I didn't feel too bad when I got up, and I'm so competitive. I was like, whatever, I want to get in. And my assistant coach came over and he wasn't a doctor, but he's coached forever, so he gave me some kind of eye check and then had me count down backwards from 100. And I started just fucking up so bad. I was like 100, 99, 98, 73. 40, and then I looked at him. I was like, "Fuck!" And he's like, "Yeah, you can't go back in." I was like, "God damn it!" And then a nurse or some shit looked at me later, some kid's mom. I don't know.
Yeah, well, now it's a lot more complicated. But like as an adult, I've only had one, and it was around my 30th birthday, and I was a cubicle dweller back then. And it's very common for your office mates to decorate your cubicle with streamers
Shit.
and shit. And there was one that was really hanging low, and I tried to duck under it to get to something that was on the desk.
clotheslined
Because I
you?
was standing up. No.
Oh.
And when because I had moved in so far to get away from it, when I stood up, I was underneath one of those bookshelves that hangs on the wall.
Oh.
Just clubbed the back of my head like I can't even tell you. And then I was down for like 3 days.
I think that's a problem a lot of times when something like unexpected.
Yeah, totally
Like
unexpected,
even like
yeah.
diving for a ball.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit more expected. You can maybe brace yourself for
We
it.
try to land better.
But you could have such bad force that you have no choice but to get your head fucked up. But like stuff like that, like remember Spencer hit his head on the monolift thing. Like that thing killed him, but it wasn't because it hurt that bad. It was because he didn't expect a fucking big jagged piece of metal to jab him in the head.
Yeah,
Out of nowhere, you know?
I know I've talked about it before. My son, like last winter, slipped and hit his head twice on the sidewalk when it was icy, and he ended up like on concussion protocol for a couple weeks. Couldn't work, couldn't look at screens, no bright lights, no reading, none of that stuff because his brain was like damaged.
Right. Yeah, and if you even have just a half second to brace or prepare or something, and
he fell very awkwardly both times. Like
that sucks.
You probably got a ton in football and probably didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a bunch.
I think it's just kind of a given. And wrestling probably too, I guess. Wrestling might even be worse.
Yeah. The Hardy Boys. If you're listening out there, the Hardy Boys put me through a table for a WWE commercial.
Oh, you told me baseball commercial.
Yeah.
I've seen that commercial.
Yeah. Kane is at bat.
Yeah.
Kane hits an in-the-park home run,
Yeah,
and
I've
I'm
seen that
on
commercial.
second base, and I'm on a table, and they said, hey, man, we only want to do one take of this. I'm like, I agree. And he's like, oh, move down, slide down more towards your feet. So I moved down, and I'm laying on my back on the table, and I moved down more, and now my head is now like quarter of the table is showing from where the top of my head is. And he's like, no, slide down even more, so like the middle of your head's kind of, at the middle of the table. Because he wanted to crack, he wanted to break. Like, so if my energy is dispersed over the whole table, and he lands on my head, then he's landing where the supports are for the table, so it's not going to break that well. So he wanted me more in the middle, which they do a lot of times in the ring,
Right.
or outside the ring. There's padding in both cases. This is a baseball diamond, and the ground is really fucking hard. And so I moved to the middle, not even thinking, and he wasn't thinking either. He jumps off the ladder, and Kane is doing his fucking in-the-park home run, and he gets a cue to jump, and he jumps, and then just, like, I just remember, like, it almost felt like I was holding a camera, like, and someone's butt was coming down at me, and then all I saw was, like, my feet and just, like, blurry shit, and they were just like, hey, man, you need help getting up? And I was like, no, dude, I got it, and I got up all fucking funky. But yeah, my head was driven into the ground so hard that the back of my head was orange, because that was the color of the
infield. Yeah.
of the infield. The back of my head was orange for like a week.
Damn.
Couldn't wash it out. Stained the fucking orange. So
That's bad.
The Hardy Boys,
yeah,
were they crazy?
I felt sick as shit. They were really nice.
Oh.
They're actually really cool.
They seem pretty crazy.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy. He was the one who liked to really jump off shit and do all kinds of crazy stuff.
The blonder one.
They both have pretty dark hair, but Jeff Hardy had like purplish hair.
Yeah,
He'd
the
dye it
funky
more.
hair.
Yeah, he dye it different colors.
Less facial hair often.
Yeah, and a little skinnier.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy was a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
a little bit more jacked.
I was big fans of them.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, they put on a show, man.
Yeah, that shit hurt. And then I got another one from my brother. My brother. Same thing, same move actually, but not going through a table, but a leg drop. My brother's ass landed on me rather than like,
No good.
Yeah, that one sucked. That one made me feel sick for like 3 or 4 days. That was sucked. Terrible.
Jim's going movie shopping.
Oh, yeah, I'm just looking at 99-cent documentary rentals.
Mike, you're getting ready to do a meet maybe in April. Are you still planning on doing that, or did the sickness sideline you too much and throw you off?
June. I think June.
June.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're sick with your training? Like, like you get some programming help from Jeremy, right?
Yeah,
Jeremy
yeah.
Hamilton.
Basically, Jeremy will just help me leading up to the meet, like
Right.
prep or whatever you want to call it. So 8 to 12 weeks. And then
Are
otherwise,
you already in that prep mode, or it's too far out?
to a week away. So a week away, I'll start with
okay.
Jeremy.
So you're training right now. Not that it doesn't matter. It's just not as like programmed and scheduled.
Yeah, it's just not written down. It's all in my head. And like basic off season, I think for anybody that's, I guess, intermediate to advanced or whatever, it's just like get as much volume as you can.
And you can play around with a little bit of bands or chains if you feel like it, or a different protocol, or maybe.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a bunch of work in.
Yeah.
Me and Mark did like probably a month of bands. Then I went back to a month of straight weight with
Those bands
high
helped a
reps.
lot, I think.
Yeah, they're strong.
That felt
It was
really
good.
good.
Yeah, it was good. And then I
That
went
was
to
hard.
a month of straight weight with straps. All of it was sets of 5+. I did sets of 5 this week. And then I'll go into prep with a little bit heavier weight. Ramp
Have you
myself
gotten
up.
sick before when you do have when you are in preparation
I
for
don't
meet?
think so. I don't think so. Typically,
What about like just like an injury? Like, what do you suggest to people? Like,
Yeah.
if you're helping somebody, like, and someone's like, "Hey, man, I'm sick," and they're sick for a whole week, do you have them? Do you just drive everything back one
Yeah.
week? Because it might kind of throw everything off, right?
I think it depends on first you always got to like self-diagnose, right? Like whether you're injured, sick, whatever. Number one, you got to check like how bad is this? Do I need a doctor,
Are
or
you
can I
being a
fix
puss?
myself?
Yeah.
Obviously, if like you're vomiting everywhere and fever and stuff, I just don't think life's worth it to be
Yeah.
Mr.
Or-
Hardcore and work out.
Yeah, or the fear of just even getting everybody else sick.
Yeah, that's-
and then have it cycle through.
That's
your
one
chain
reason-
of friends, and then you get sick again.
Yeah, that's one reason it took me 6 days to come back here because like two of the homies that have a meet, and I don't want to fuck up their meet. Mark has a vacation. Like, I didn't want to come in and get everybody sick.
Right.
Yeah, that happens a bunch around here, but not so much anymore. People are a little bit more conscious of it.
Yeah,
now,
yeah. Hopefully, I mean, it is just kind of like manners. I feel like.
Yeah.
So I did like 2 or 3 days being like feeling like shit, then 2 or 3 days just getting my energy back and chilling. And what I did is just, obviously it was my off season, so it didn't really matter. I just went back to 70% and hit it for some sets of 5. But if you're a programmer for someone, if you're close to a meet, you probably just have to skip the week.
Right.
I think it happened to Dan one day. We had a bench.
So you have like typically you have like 3 weeks kind of planned out at a time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so if you miss 1 week, so let's say you miss week 1 of 3, you just go right into week 2, kind of as scheduled.
If I'm coaching somebody, then we're just probably I'm gonna revamp everything and switch the numbers, right? If you're doing
maybe tweak them a tiny bit
doing,
just so that the percentages don't get too heavy too quickly.
Yeah, if you're doing 5 sets of 3 this week at 500, and the next week's supposed to be 5 sets of 3 at 525, and then the following week's supposed to be 5 sets of 3 at 550, but you get sick in that middle week, you probably can't go from 5 to 550 and feel great. It'll probably feel even heavier than it should because you're sick.
Yeah.
So then we might take a tweener. You might go to 535, and then we'll adjust all the way down. Or Dan got sick. Or couldn't bench for some reason on a Thursday. It was supposed to be a big bench session for him, so we just skipped it and moved it to Sunday, and then peaked and deloaded a little bit early.
Right.
So just like case by case, but off season I'll just try not to stress it. Drink some water and just get back to it.
What's funny is the number of people who tell you that they were sick after they underperformed in the meet.
Yeah.
Whether or not they really were.
Or went in with a broke hammy.
Yeah.
I suggest a lot of times, like somebody will, somebody's shoulder will hurt. And I'll just say, see if you can either maybe the next bench session that you do, maybe not bench at all.
Yeah.
Like maybe just do upper body stuff and focus on some stuff that you can do rather than be so caught up in the shit that you can't do. Or perhaps just use a slingshot for that particular day, or just skip the day altogether. Sometimes missing 1 training session can really do a lot for you.
Yeah, I think when you're injured.
And sometimes even missing 2, like if you have 2 bench sessions scheduled for 1 week, just kind of realize that that's only 1 week of training. It shouldn't really kill you.
Yeah, especially if you're injured, I don't think it'll change your strength at all.
It should
when you're
help.
sick, I think it makes it worse sometimes because your energy's already down, your calories are probably down, your sleep's fucked up, you already feel like shit. And then coming back in, any weight you touch will feel heavy because you've been laying in bed for 3 days. But when you're injured, if you skip your shoulder hurts, you skip a whole bench session and only do chin-ups and rows. Your next bench session, if your shoulder feels better or somehow whatever, you'll be just as strong or stronger.
Yeah. A lot of times, we're all banged up, and a lot of times just a little bit of pulling back on something can go a long way.
Yeah.
It sucks when you have to do it for a long period of time. I've had this tendon thing going on with my foot for months. And so I basically haven't squatted or deadlifted pretty much period because I'm walking around limping for days afterwards, and that's totally not worth it to me because I'm not competing right now. But I did pull the other day, and I pulled just fine, and I'm not sore. Right. But it took months of not doing it. And I don't know, when I can do it again, and that not.
Sometimes shit just goes away.
Yeah.
I hurt my back really bad when I was in my early 20s, and the pain just went away. But the pain was so severe that going to the bathroom was fucking hard, fucking laughing was hard, sneezing fucking hurt, everything hurt. I had
jerking off.
Yeah, whacking off hurt, getting out of bed hurt. Just laying down, sitting down. Kind of like the same thing with Sandy with her back.
Yeah.
It was just excruciating. And then I kind of backed off a little bit. That didn't work so well. So I was like, okay, I need to get some movement in. So I started to move more. I started to do a little bit of cardio. I started to focus on the things I could do in the gym. And it just fucking went away.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's weird.
Sometimes you have a tear or something and it won't go away. And you need help from a doctor. You need surgery. You need something crazy like that.
Your back's so interesting, though, because it hurts so bad when something's happened. I don't even know if I've ever injured my back, but I locked up one time.
Tweaked it a
for
bunch.
3 months to 6 months. And I was like, there's no way a disc isn't throwing around. Or, you know, and
it probably is.
Maybe. But it's not like an injury. It's still just hurt. So, and who knows why? It could be, for me, I think it was because I was sitting too much working on my laptop. Now I stand more, things are fine. But for some other people, it might be weak glutes, it might be weak hams, it might be tight hips, anything. And just because it's such a sensitive area and it connects so much, it hurts so bad, you assume it's injured. Yeah. You assume it's so bad. No. When someone says oh, yeah, my ankle kind of hurts, I'm going to not squat today. You're like, oh, all right, he'll be back tomorrow. But if someone's like, oh, my back's hurt, and I'm not going to, you're like, oh, that guy's fucked up. Because it is vital and it is important, but sometimes it is still a very small thing.
I did it to my back I was like 19, something like that. I was working in a warehouse. I did one of those lift and twist things that you shouldn't do ever. And
They teach that on Family Guy, I think.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
Peter
exactly.
Griffin deadlift.
Peter Griffin style.
yeah, don't ever do that because it bothered me off and on for years. It hasn't bothered me the whole time I've been powerlifting though, which is crazy. Like if I'd known that back then, I don't know what I would have done. I would not sure where I would have gone to do it, but just lifting wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Lifting heavier helped.
I think there's some things you come to just accept too. You know, like when I'm putting on like my pants and stuff like that, like when I'm on one leg, like my back hurts. Like, and it's been that way for fucking 10 years, you know? It's like there's going to be some things you're going to have a little bit of pain. It doesn't kill me. And I can still deadlift. I'm still hitting deadlift PRs and stuff. I can still squat. I can still bench. But, you know, I think the main thing is whenever you're hurt is just to try to focus in on some shit that you can do. You can usually do something.
Yeah, I've been doing like assistance stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this whole time my foot's been fucked up. I've been doing assistance stuff. Not very heavy, but I'm doing it pretty consistently. Right. So it's not that big a surprise that I
maybe
can
you can't lift heavy at all for a while. Maybe you just go in the gym and get a pump on as much different shit as you can to have fun.
It'll maintain enough.
Yeah, to do something.
And back stuff, like if you keep moving, it always seems to get somewhat better over time.
I agree.
And if you lie down, it'll get worse. I went to doctors along the way and had people say, yeah, you could get back surgery, but like the chance that it would actually solve your problem is pretty low. So wouldn't suggest that you do that. And before I started powerlifting, I had an MRI that showed like where the discs were bulging and all that stuff, and it's like it's not been a problem really. So
yeah, with my elbow, you know, I was sure that like shit was torn in there, and I was sure that, you know, an MRI would show that shit's pretty fucked up. And I got an MRI, I got an X-ray. There was some calcification. There was, you know, small bone spurs, but nothing staggering. And I did have a lot of tears, but like nothing's actually physically torn. They call it chronic tears, which is just basically
little micro tears everywhere.
The arm is just in constant, you know, inflammation basically, and it's all shit that I can probably manage on my own. So went to see Kelly Starrett. He worked on me a bunch, you know, but he didn't work on my arm hardly at all. He worked on my back, worked on my upper back, and he just said, look, man, your fucking T-spine, your upper back, your mid-back is just so tight. A lot of it has to do with just having body weight and body mass in my upper body that pulls everything forward a little bit. And then it makes me trying to move my arms around hard. And then it also, you know, puts more tension on my elbow. Because the lack of range of motion, you know, the range of motion isn't there. So every time I go to press, you know, I'm doing these extreme kind of violent movements where I'm really pulling my elbows in hard and then throwing them out real hard as I go to press. And it's just
on a fixed bar.
Yeah,
I bet if you did it on a dumbbell, it would hurt a lot less.
Yeah. And you know, it doesn't necessarily hurt to do it, but it does damage the area because, again, the internal rotation of the shoulder isn't what it needs to be. It doesn't need to be much better, but it needs to be a little bit better.
So it turns it into more of an isolation movement than it should be.
Yeah, and it's the, you know, the internal rotation of the shoulder is off a little bit, maybe by a fucking centimeter or something, or an inch, you know, and then all through my neck is very tight. And so if I can get just some of this to open up, a lot of that pain will go away. A lot of the stuff he did for me just 2 days ago helped a lot, and I was able to come in and bench pretty good yesterday. Did sets of 10 with 315, and you know, it felt good. I feel strong. I feel like I can still bench over 5, but to be able to push to 6, I'm gonna have to have this thing still feeling a lot better. So the only thing I can do, you know, I get massages and I do some stuff like that. The only thing I can actually do that's actually going to really benefit me is to fucking fix it myself. Yeah. That's ultimately what it comes down to. I can go to a lot of people. They can help me a lot of stuff. They can get some of the adhesions and some of the bullshit out of there, and they can help me move better. But I have to work on it every single day and until it gets better. But it'll eventually go away if I can just I don't have to be fucking Gumby. I don't have to be able to move around these crazy positions. It just needs to get a little bit better.
And it can't hurt your squat or deadlift either.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
You'll have to put the bar in a better position.
Right.
Hurt less.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what his, you know, everything he referred to is all stuff that I go through all the time. Yeah. You know, he's like, oh, you can't turn your wrist over, and you probably get pain when you go to deadlift. I'm like, yep. You know, and he's probably like, you know, he's like, I already know you can't get underneath the barbell to squat, and like, yep. So It's weird. I mean, I do get a lot of stuff done, but I need to do more. I need to do more stuff that I don't like to do.
We probably didn't do anything for 15 years.
No, not hardly anything. Hardly. I mean, some stuff, a little bit, but not enough. Not enough.
Well, it wasn't a thing.
People always,
that's true.
People always do the least that they can get away with.
Right.
Yeah, which I don't necessarily think's bad, but probably what I'm saying was when Mark was 12 until 27, it wasn't even on the radar.
No. Yeah, no one really talked about it much.
Yeah, and then maybe you got to 28, 29, 30, and you're like, shit, this is a powerlifting career. I got to pay attention to it. But in the beginning, people did nothing.
Well, and people weren't as into pushing the envelope as they are now.
Yeah,
it wasn't as cool of a thing. Like so, people would know their 5-rep max, but they wouldn't really be pushing it. So they wouldn't be, going to the extremes. But my elbow is a very similar situation to like that of like a pitcher. They have to have a certain range of motion that they have. They obviously need a lot more range of motion than I do. But anytime the range of motion is compromised, even if the range of motion is compromised a tiny bit through their hip, it's going to put that much pressure either on their elbow, their rotator cuff, their wrist, somewhere.
Right.
And then something's going to want to explode at some point.
Yeah, something's going to give.
So that's where I'm at. I got a lot of fucking work to do.
Yoga, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit of yoga. A little bit of yogurt. Bros and yogurt.
Lululemon pants everywhere.
Bros and yogurt.
But I've been sticking the compacts on there, and I've been doing compression, and I've been doing a bunch of stuff since it got hurt. I just have to do something consistently. You got to do something daily for it.
Switch hit, maybe?
Yeah. Switch from, hit from the other side of the plate.
Yeah, I don't think it, yeah.
I ran into the same situation when I was trying to make the slingshot. It's like I have friends that have money. I know people. But no one can help me but myself. I need to fucking figure it out on my own. So.
Well, you have to be your own advocate.
Yeah,
for health. Not only with things that you do yourself, but in who you go see and how you talk to them, and what kind of answer you're willing to accept.
The food that you eat, everything,
all that stuff,
sleeping, all that good shit.
Good shit.
Anybody else got anything else to say?
No, the internet had nothing. I just tweeted it out, and people are lame on Twitter.
Oh. When will this air? When's now? When will then be now?
It can air whenever we want it to.
This is going to air whenever you've heard it.
2018.
Yeah, there are two in the can, one of which is going to take extra work, and the girls
2 in the can, 1 in the pan,
and then this one. So sometime in the next couple of weeks.
2 in the can, 1 in the pants. Anyway, we will be at the San Jose Fit Expo at some point.
20th, 21st.
It'll be open. It'll be up before then, obviously.
Yeah. He'll be up before then. We'll be at the San Jose Fit Expo, and we will be hopefully able to get a hold of some people in the fitness industry that you
Arnold
might want to hear from.
Schwarzenegger, hint, hint.
Yeah, Arnold. We're going to talk to The Rock. Obama's supposed to be there. I don't know. He's like the president or something. I don't know. We're still working on that.
He plays basketball.
Something about the Secret Service or something. I forget. But Jim's supposed to take care of that for us. Yeah. And Mike has the script, so we should be all good to go.
Actually, I've been vetted by the Secret Service before, so there.
Barack would be great. He'd probably be the best podcast we ever had.
He'd be awesome.
Besides, like being president or any of you political people going nuts, I just think he's charismatic.
Yeah, no,
like he'd probably be funny.
Because Obama was going to come see Will. And he did eventually, but it was after I left. But they start the paperwork like that day, practically, and then you have to. So yeah,
I bet he's funny.
So I could see him, but I don't know about you guys, but
I don't.
Callie Muscle, Bradley Martin,
that's a handsome.
Maybe Bradley Castleberry.
Oh,
Dingleberry.
He doesn't talk much.
He doesn't?
Isn't he just an Instagram guy?
Just flexes?
Speaking of Dingleberry, did you see...
Tackleberry is the guy's name in Police Squad. Remember Police Squad?
Did you see...
Tackleberry. That's an amazing name.
See Walking Dead this week?
I did, yeah.
Why are Dingleberries brown?
Oh,
yeah. That's how
shit
is.
Yeah. That's how shit is. Yeah, that was a great quote.
All right.
Yeah.
Dingleberry,
I like that show. Anyway. All right. Multiply your hustle, multiply your muscle. May all your shits be tapered. I'm at Mark Smiley Bell on Instagram and Twitter. Later.
At Silent Mike with 2 Ks. I'm going to go eat and build pecs.
at Jim McD, STTV, everywhere that I would want you to find me. Follow the show on Instagram at Mark Bell's PowerCast. Our thanks to HowMuchYouBench.net, ThePowerMagazine.com, 8manstrong.com, CavemanCoffeeCo.com, Harry's Razors at Harry's.com, and Bodybuilding.com. Mark Bell's PowerCast is a production of SuperTraining.tv.